up and check those buttons. You are locked in with HotKeys Esports, your hottest esports podcast, covering everything from the VRS to the LCS to the FGC to all your three-letter acronyms, everything that esports has to offer. I am one half of your illustrious hosting duo, Prater, and joining me as always is...
Dobon, back at it again.
We're back at it again. We got a lot to discuss, actually, like a good smorgasbord of stuff this week. We got some CS2 roster moves that I want to talk about. We got some extraction shooter stuff we want to talk about. I got some Strive 2.0 FGC stuff I want to talk about. And then a little bit of a League of Legends that I actually want to talk about too. Some developments over there that I think are worth discussing. But yeah, jam-packed, ready to go. What do you want to hit first, my illustrious co-host, please?
Let's start with these roster moves.
Oh yeah. You want to do this? Yes. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I got a couple there that I'm because there's been some stuff in the last. I will say as soon as the last 48 hours. One, your feelings. Let's get them out there as fans of Counter-Strike. We are. What do you feel about this Fallen retirement, man? It's official. He has announced 2026 is his last year.
I think, it's always bittersweet to have someone with the personality and talent of Fallen, everything he's done for the community, not just internationally, but like in his home country, Brazil, to announce his retirement there too is just such a big moment.
Dude, I saw, speaking of that, speaking of the fact that he announced it in Brazil, I don't know if you saw some video from the speech, but yeah, I don't know. Seeing little Maladoy in tears. Yeah.
Dude,
my God.
Fallen is such a father figure to the CS community overall, and he just has such a great legacy. So as much as it hurts to see him step away and that this is his final year and everything, the legacy he's leaving behind, everything he's ever done for Counter-Strike is just going to live on even stronger. And, I'm happy for him. I'm happy. He's come to a point. He's not going to overstay and just be like the 6-year-old man.
Yeah, you don't want to see him, burn out, right? Where it's just he spends his last couple of years washed.
Yeah, and
that's a very good point.
He's always going to be around Counter-Strike, right? We're not saying goodbye to Fallen. He's just going to move into something else and spend more time with his family. Counter-Strike, as we know, is it takes a lot out of someone.
All-consuming.
You're traveling for 8 to 9 months out of the year.
I would say it's 9 to 10 months. I don't know. There's if you're involved in both majors, bro, it's 10 months out of the year.
It's 2 weeks at a tournament, catch a flight for another 2 weeks somewhere in the world. And as fun and exciting as that sounds, I can imagine how taxing it is.
No, and it's cool. Speaking specifically, I think on the Maladoy stuff, to me, it is cool that he has someone that he can point to as a successor, right? Something that he feels confident himself in saying, this is my successor. This kid is the next great, Counter-Strike player under me. I think that's fucking sick. I think that's awesome that he has someone that not just the community is deemed his successor, but he himself is pointing at and saying nah, he's going to get out there and he's going to get him after me. Shout out, that's sick. I think that's a really cool story. And it's cool that like you said, it's good that he's leaving on a high note because the last 2 years for Furia in general have just been fucking awesome for CS, right? Coming out of nowhere, putting up big numbers against the best teams. They were the one people that the one team that was out there making people tilt their head and be oh, is this a Vitality era? I don't know.
I don't know.
Fury is winning tournaments off them and stuff. That it was them. It was just them. So yeah, very cool. Obviously, like you said, bittersweet to see him go, but I mean, what a career. What a way to go out. Shouts out. Love Maladoy. Love Furia. Love Fallen.
Just everyone on that team is putting in so much work, and it's all to Fallen's example too, right? Just to drive it home a bit more he's definitely a leader, probably one of the best IGLs and just minds for in a team in Counter-Strike
100%,
and that's
100%.
No, just what a phenomenal legacy, man! What a great dude! What a great player!
Yeah. Now, with every good, there is bad.
Yeah.
And we have two roster moves that I want to talk about. Yeah. Let's do... Which one do I want to do first? Let's do this one first. So, there's still technically rumors, but I feel like it's all but confirmed at this point. What do you think about this Kerrigan to Falcons? Kerrigan off of Faze, supposedly going to Falcons.
Faze social media keeps doing this thing that's like pissing me off.
The 1 hour
announcement in 1 hour. It's been happening like all week, and at first it was okay. The fun or whatever. Face it up next, or not face it. Faze up next.
What was that? It was Happy Birthday Kerrigan. I remember that one.
Kerrigan's birthday. That was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cheeky, right? But then they said they're getting a new coach. And that's like, oh, okay. Moves are happening. What's going on? What are we doing? And then the announcement of no announcement, which was sure, whatever. The joke is dead now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm, prepared for the worst, hoping for the best kind of thing. Do I want to see Kerrigan go to Falcons? Absolutely not. I don't want to see anybody go to Falcons. I want that team to die.
You and me
the
both.
Organization, not the
for
players.
The record.
Like
for the record, yeah.
No, we love Nico and Mondesi.
No, 100%. But yeah, I don't know. I can't. If you're repping that banner, I can't fuck with it.
I can't. I simply can't.
I like that.
Do I want Nico to win a major and just rip the Band-Aid off? Absolutely. Do I want to be on Falcons? No, not at all. But then going back to the main point, Nico tweeting out Kickson if he wants to win a major because someone posted the stats of every time Nico kicked his IGL. They went on to, or not his IGL, but like kicked a player. They went to a team to win a major.
To, like, and then he tweeted
and win a major.
It was like so he's saying,
Kerrigan, and then he like subtweets Kickson. He's like, Kickson, you want to win a major?
that is very funny, especially if you're actually going to kick him for Kerrigan.
Exactly right. So I don't know. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's, a Saudi paycheck is huge. But then again, there was also a tweet that came out that...
Well, did you see the Twist Discord stuff? That to me was what really pushed it to the realm of like, oh, this might actually be happening. Yeah. Where he was basically just like, yeah, I don't know, we're scrambling. Like, this came out of nowhere. Like, we got to figure it out. Like,
someone that I guess is close to Faze mentioned that a player was approached by Falcons and told Falcons, no, they have morals. And that was like, and that was that. So whoever that was, big ups.
Shocking turn of events. It was Frozen, bro. High five.
That would be insane. Because I swear Frozen just wants to win by any means possible. He's ready to make a deal with the devil if it means.
Yeah, I was gonna say that guy will sign the Mephisto "No one remembers me" contracts like from Spider-Man to win himself a major. Like, Okay, so this is the classic thing. We had an episode a while ago where we talked about when the rumors were that Jim Fat was going to Falcons, where I was like, "What does this solve?" Yeah. And I honestly, I think Kerrigan is obviously a good IGL, right? I'm not going to take that from him. He clearly knows how to IGL a team.
Is he better than
And
Jim?
maybe if you put him in a team like this, where he's got people like Nico that he's worked with, and then Mondesi seems to be able to just kind of glue with whatever he's given.
Right.
And maybe if you put him in that environment, like, yeah, he's going to IGL this team into something more consistent than what they currently are. Mm-hmm. But also, like, I mean, let's be so fucking for real. Like, if we're talking just raw numbers, like guns in game, Kickson and Kerrigan are not, like, I don't think they're very close. And like,
Kickson can shoot his gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, this feels in the same way that I was like, what is bringing Jim Fat to Falcons solve for the Falcons? Yeah. I kind of wonder what bringing Kerrigan to Falcons solves for Falcons. Like, I really don't know.
Yeah, like, I mean, we've mentioned 100 times on this show how we feel like it's a coaching issue for that team. Where,
and for the record, okay, once again, we talked her out of them because he had, some extenuating circumstances, we'll say, going on in his life.
Yes.
I just want to say what we said did come true. They did win that event, which is fucking wild, by the way.
They won the match.
They made grands. Didn't they win that tournament? They were at least in grands in that tournament. 100%.
We'll put it up on the screen. If they won, there will be a Falcons flag flying in the background. If not, then We'll just put
we
their,
would have to
the
look
records
up. Yeah, we'll have to look up that tournament specifically. I'm 90% sure they made grands, and they might have won it.
Yeah.
Like
I know they won that match. I remember
oh
seeing
yeah,
on Twitter
1000%.
they won the match, and I sent it to you, and that was we had a laugh about that. But
yeah,
yeah,
it's. But yeah, I don't know. You're right. I think certainly coaching plays a part in the problem. Seemingly, in my opinion, it's like sometimes I think it might be a vibes issue. Maybe I feel like whenever you see the Nico like pained expression come out when they've lost 4 rounds in a row, you just feel like it's over as his like world collapses
just
around
the
him.
mental just crumbling in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just like the only saving grace I can see for it is the fact that it's like, yeah, maybe if you put Kerrigan in a team like this, his calls shine more just because those guys are doing more with what they can. Because like on Faze, he's dealing with like a lot of personalities, a lot of like I feel like they're a little bit rough around the edges as to where like Monacy and Nico are obviously going to be extremely clean, extremely like protocoled and disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like maybe Kerrigan's calling works better in that environment, right? Than in Faze where it's like, you got Jacob being like, some days he shoots like he's trying to be Donk 2.0, and then some days he looks like he's still playing tier 2.
Yeah.
And then like
Jacob and
yeah, it's like Frozen's frozen. Yeah, he's gonna 1v3, but it's like he needs to be put in the proper situations. Twist, Brokey is Brokey. Like
Brokey is
Twist is twists in parentheses positive. Brokey is Brokey in parentheses derogatory.
I mean, yeah, he's playing like he was before his break. Like he just needs to bench him again.
Still, I would say, still so glad we bench him for another 2 events and then have him be good for a month again. I don't know, like that's
bench him for. They're not going to. I was gonna say bench for Copenhagen. They're not going to Copenhagen.
So. I was like, they go to Copenhagen, so he's got a long rest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Go on another vacation. But yeah.
I feel like Frozen is more likely to walk.
Well, I feel like it's been like that way for a while.
He's ready to go. I mean, Twist, I feel is a franchise player, but
if you can keep him, you should. Listen, if you're Faze,
definitely just going.
If you're Faze, I feel like you need to ask Frozen who he would like as IGL, and as Faze, you just got to try to get that person. Like, I don't know, right? Like, that just seems to be where you're at. Because, yeah, I think you definitely don't want Frozen to walk if you can help it. But, you really...
It's either that or he goes to Na'Vi, and we don't want that to happen. Oh, I mean, maybe we do if you're a Na'Vi fan, but if you're a FaZe fan, you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen. So yeah, I would definitely just go to him and be like, yo, what do you want? See if you can make it happen. Because yeah, between losing the IGL you've been with this whole time and just easily one of the worst years in your career, with just this Faze roster this year having an absolutely terrible fucking year. Literally terrible.
The end of last year, the last like couple tournaments, they barely made it to the major, and then they have like a wild
they have this miracle run,
and then just never again
just
for the rest
straight
of the year.
Shit, like don't even see a playoff, can't sniff a playoff, like not even close enough, like
it was funny the first couple times, and now it's like
it was tragic, dude. They went to Draculan and got bounced by Big Clan, like like what are we doing?
Who was the other one? It starts with an E.
Eyeballers? That was the first one of the year when they got knocked out of Blast Bounty by Eyeballers. Like, it was truly a tragic year. Yeah. I don't even think Kerrigan put out a vlog, and that's how you know things were going bad.
Yeah. That's
yeah, not good. Really just genuinely terrible. But we have one more CS roster move that's fresh, like hot off the presses. I'm talking came out 2 hours ago. Have you seen this, or am I giving you news?
April 18th, 2026.
Yes.
I haven't actually.
Yes.
I've been in
you
the dark
so you
today.
don't know this one.
No,
Ooh,
this
baby.
surprise.
I'm glad to drop this on you.
Give it to me.
So
Is Donk out?
Mouz. I'm gonna read. No, they're going to grands after beating the shit out of Falcons today.
Good.
So yeah, they're going to a finals. Mouz. Today, fresh tweet.
Mm-hmm.
We are making the following roster changes effective immediately. Our roster will be as follows for the next 3 tournaments. Okay. Astana and Shanghai. They are running Zelix, Spinks, Torzi, Zershin in parentheses IGL. JL on loan from Navi.
My goat.
And then so wait, obviously that means Brolin is not there, and that means JimFat is not there for Astana or Shanghai.
Oh man.
Zerjan now
IGLing?
Zerjan IGLing. Now to make things even more interesting,
XYZ guy.
He's from there. I looked it up. Zelix is from the Mouz Next, so he's someone in their academy team.
Gotcha.
And they're basically promoting him for Astana and Shanghai.
Sure.
Now for Cologne, they're running this roster: Zelix, Spinks, Torzi, Brolin, Zershin in parentheses IGL. So they are fully sending Zershin as IGL going forward. It seems like JimFat, at least for the next 3 tournaments, is out. Period. For Zelix instead.
Falcons, yeah. Sure. They're getting rid of Tessus and Kixon, and they're getting Jimmy and Kerrigan, which they just hate shooting guns.
You think? Ooh, interesting. I didn't even think. I just thought like if your Mouz, you're like this shit ain't working. But yeah, I remember that old rumor. Yeah.
If they were talking about both, why not just pick them both up? Right? Or you think just putting more IGLs around Modesty is going to do anything? Does Kiosuke need the extra calls? Like,
because who do you kick? So what? It's Modesty, Nico, Kiosuke, Kixon, and who else is still there?
Tessus.
Yeah, Tessus. So yeah, I guess what you're saying? Get out Kixon and Tessus for Kerrigan, JimFat. And yeah, I mean maybe
it's like just a terrible move, my opinion.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I guess. But yeah, I think the Zershin IGL shit is interesting. I think we are at a point where you have to make you got to change something. Yeah. Clearly, something on Mouz hasn't been working for 2 years now, right? Like you
can only be second place for so long.
Yeah. Second and third, like that's the thing is like it's now they're occasionally losing to Spirit, they're losing to it's not even like a definitive second anymore like it used to be. Like they're really having to fight to get into a finals situation, and I think at that point you do have to switch something up.
And fifth now, like
no, it's been going not great. So I see the reason for the switch. Zershin as IGL is interesting to me. I mean, maybe it'll help. Maybe Brolin can shoot better when he's not IGLing because I think he has his moments, but I do think the mental stack really can affect his gameplay from time to time. And yeah, I've been pretty cold on JimFat for a while, to be perfectly honest with you. So I kind of like that they're trying something else in that regard.
He's kind of just not had an impact on that team.
No, yeah, he's been coasting. He just they have him anchor at a site, and he generally either dies there if that's the site, or doesn't do anything if he's not the site getting
he hasn't
pushed,
hit a clip since I don't know, the last major.
Yeah, it's been a while. It really, like I said, the real star of that show, if they're gonna have someone like a player performing an X Factor, it's been Torzi for I feel like 2 years now, the last 2 years of Lance. If Torzi isn't fucking dropping 3 and 4Ks, they're not clutching out around. It's not happening. Shout out to JL though, right?
Shout out to JL, dude.
That bro will not ever get back on the Navi main roster, but he is a hired gun for the league. I'm into it.
Put him on Liquid.
Fuck it. I'm down. Bring him over.
Get NAF and or Ultimate out of there.
You can't get NAF out of there because I think if you do that, they have to go back to be European BRS League again. But
no, we trade. Okay, no, we get NAF and
Ultimate though.
Yeah, we get NAF and Ultimate out for who just got dissolved off the NA roster.
I don't know. Has there been any dissolutions?
Halzerk is gone now, right?
Yeah, I don't know where didn't he go back to some tier 2 EU team?
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Halzerk and JL. That could work. Halzerk doesn't totally suck.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you want Lake You want Lake or Grim, but
well,
if you
obviously we want Lake.
If you can't get Lake or Grim, then you get Hauserk.
If there's one thing HotKeys is, it's the #1 hottest esports podcast, and 2, the actual hottest Lake fan club.
Real.
Hashtag we love Lake.
We love Lake. That's our boy.
Michigan.
The Red Line Rumble, baby.
I forgot that was in Michigan.
Yeah, it was in Michigan.
But yeah, no, interesting. Hot news.
Hot stuff.
What do you think? Xerxes IGL? Are you cautiously optimistic? Are you definitely feeling it? Or are you like, fuck it, just throw shit at the wall and see if it works?
It's kind of just throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks. Yeah, I don't know. They need to do something.
Sure.
If they want to sign JL, I don't think that's a bad move either.
I just don't think they're gonna get him in time for the major, and this definitely feels like trying to shore up something for the major, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna throw something to the viewers. This is a crazy hypothetical. Going back to our Faze point,
okay?
Because Mouz is imploding. They'll be fine though. They still have some talent on that team, and if JL goes there, that's fine. But Faze is still in dire trouble. And there's been a lot of discourse with BC Game and Simple lately. Do they make a power play now they're getting rid of like so many players?
You think Faze, like they try to open up like Simple negotiations again?
Yep. Let us know what you think in the comments. I'm interested.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't think about that. There could be something to that.
Yeah, if you're getting Falcons money,
let us know what you think.
Falcons money for Kerrigan. That's at least like a year or two out of Simple.
I guess it depends. Like, what do you? I guess you're right. Maybe it depends on what the contract is. Like, if Kerrigan doesn't have a crazy buyout, then maybe you actually aren't getting that much. But it's different. You know, we don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah, it's pretty hard to say.
And all that money you're saving,
that would be sick.
Rain, like,
yeah,
Jacob doesn't.
True. Yeah. I mean, Jacob's got to be on.
Jacob's not.
I would imagine like a relatively cheap contract.
Yeah. So, your heavy hitters now are having Frozen and Twist. Brokey isn't performing well enough to have a $1 million contract. So you just spend the rest.
Derogatory. Yeah.
You spend the rest of that to pick up Simple. And then I guess Twist leans into an IGL role, and you pick up someone from your academy team. That's why they have Faze up next. They're trying to source talent.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I
sound off if you agree.
It is interesting.
If you think I'm stupid, let me know why.
Yeah, please comment that you think Simple is washed.
Yeah.
I won't be mad.
Fill the
comments. Just do what you want.
Simple is washed.
You know what they say, man. You gotta get washed to get clean.
True.
But yeah, we will see. Interesting Counter-Strike move stuff. I also want to see how this Mouz stuff shakes out because I agree. I don't like it. Doesn't inspire me with confidence, but it also just feels like you need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like clearly, there's been a problem. There's been a problem for a long time, and Cologne is coming up fast. You gotta do something.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. It really is that simple. That's it. What do you want to do next? We could do I guess the league one's quick. Let's do that. Let's knock the league one out.
Knock out league ones.
So this is also kind of recently coming out, and I'm curious what your thoughts on it because I know you are an enthusiast of this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen, but WASD is finally being moved to be allowed in ranked games, which would also make it allowed in competitive games.
Interesting. That part's interesting.
What are your thoughts on this? Because I remember when this was first being discussed and they were putting WASD on the for anyone who doesn't know, League of Legends, obviously, you got to click to move everywhere.
Yes.
A couple of
traditional MOBA RTS movement in combat.
Yeah. Maybe close to a year ago. I don't know the exact timeline.
It's been a few months. I think they said like close to 9 months in the dev update. Maybe it's been longer. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Yeah, it's hard to say because basically for a bit they basically said we're gonna try to add WASD movement to the game, but we're being really cautious about it, and we're really because the early talk when this was talked about was it was gonna make AD carry broken. It was gonna be the optimal way to play AD carry. Period.
It was
because of kiting and things like that.
But then
What was it?
it was announced about a year ago. But from the time that it was like implemented into normal games or blind pick.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say
and
it
then
went to
into
PTR first, and it was on PTR for months.
Yeah.
It was the only way to play it, and then they basically, after getting months of data from PTR and tweaking, they added it to norms and ARAMs, which is where it's been for a while. And now finally, it's going to be making the jump to ranked, which in theory make it okay in comp as well, LCS, stuff like that. And what's interesting to me is ever since it kind of made its way out of PTR, because I know, I mean, quote me if I'm, or tell me if I'm wrong, but if you heard the same discourse, right? Where when this was first being talked about, people thought it was going to be busted. It was going to be the way to play AD carry, period.
Yeah.
Like, end of story. It was just going to allow for
way
way better spacing and shit like that.
I will not lie to you. Like, watching a lot of those clips, I don't play ADC, so I don't reap a lot of those benefits, but I play mid mostly. Which, man, playing a mage with that is just miserable. But,
right, it doesn't. That was kind of my feeling on it.
Well, it depends on your playing, what's interesting, right? Because
Cassiopeia was the big one. I remember hearing people being like, if there's a mage that's going to just abuse this, it's going to be Cassio. Like 1,000.
Syndra's kind of nuts because you can like fake out a bit crazier with the orbs.
Sure, yeah, I could see that.
My issue with League WASD though, from longtime Battle Right player, we love Supervive over here. Rest in peace.
True, we do.
The way that those games felt was you had the mouse turning to aim.
Right.
But with League WASD, to turn around, you have to press S. You don't strafe backwards. Right? Which is it's a fundamental difference between the two of those systems, right? So if you,
and it seems like almost to just before to interject, yeah, I do think that is intentional because they were trying to make it so that it wouldn't be the most dominant way to play some of this shit.
Because I've always said twin stick is the ideal way to play a MOBA, but it's the way it works on mobile. If you're playing Wild Rift, Honor of Kings, Mobile Legends, Arena of Valor, anything like that, you know how good twin stick feels when it comes to moving around, casting abilities, kiting, and all that stuff. It makes for very dynamic combat. Games just feel quicker, more snappy. I could go down the list. I could gush about twin stick and MOBAs forever, but the main drawback is that you don't want to strafe backwards and have this crazy movement because it's not fair to people that have put years of their life and trained on mouse and keyboard, the traditional click to move system.
Right.
But for that reason, I feel like WASD just doesn't. It still just feels kind of clunky to pick up and play.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, there's a learning curve, and with most things there is a learning curve. But yes, kiting on ADC feels so much cleaner. Another issue is that you're moving at a constant angle. Right, which is another problem with not having traditional mouse aim like in twin stick, because you have to hold, if you want to go down the lane, unless you're going, let's say you're on blue side going towards bot lane, right? You can hold D to go in a straight line. That's fine. The moment you want to go and approach their tower or hit the wave somewhere where it crashes by river, you now have to hold W and D. So now,
because of the way the camera sits by default, right? Like how it's at like kind of corner and not like directly above.
Exactly. So now you're using 2 more fingers to hit the buttons as opposed to having an extra finger ready to cast an ability or something. So I think it slows down reactions a lot more, especially if your auto attack is bound to left click and then you have an ability on right click. It kind of makes up for it, but now you could have 3 abilities queued up beforehand. Now you can only have 2.
Right.
So
interesting. Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. It's not a perfect system. It makes movement better for certain champions, for ADCs. I think some melee champs get it very good, like Riven. You can turn around and do a lot of fun stuff with her because I know her abilities are direction based and stuff like that.
Yeah, like she has to face herself in the direction she's casting most of the time. Right.
So for things like that, it works. It's a great system. But for the greater like League of Legends roster, I don't see the overall benefits of having it. I think it's just a accessibility feature. It'll be niche. And unless you're trying to sweat out playing Caitlyn, then like it's think of the ADCs that it'll like be good on. Right? How many? Because the caster ones like Ezreal and all that aren't really. I don't see the benefits for it because you don't have the speed. I mean, obviously someone will.
No, I agree. I think like if you look at like a Lucian or a Jinx or like
where your
like
movement is
Caitlyn,
tied to
a
an
Sivir,
ability,
yeah.
right? You just have less time unless you
Ooh,
rebind
you're right.
to
I shouldn't think
space
about that
bar
with
and things
Lucian.
like that.
Yeah, you want to be casting abilities a lot.
Yeah, like unless you're putting dash on space bar or shift,
Right.
right? And then you
Right.
lose. You still lose a finger for strafing with A and D, and it's there's so
Yeah.
many more trade offs to it for the Spellweaver type of champions than
Yeah. I think about it. Yeah, it does sound pretty bad on like Ezreal trying to shift and Q.
right.
Yeah, it seems it seems a little icky when I think about it in my head. Um yeah, I just thought it was interesting because like you, I remember hearing all this stuff about how broken this was going to be for 80 carries, and then it hit PTR, and then it hit norms. And when it hit norms, it just went radio silent. Like it was like it no one cared.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna go into it being a part of actual ranked and stuff. And I think still no one is really gonna care. Like I said, I think they've hit a point, and maybe not. I'm not even saying this is like a bad thing. I think there's some probably level of intentionality to it,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want you to feel like you need to relearn the way you play the game if you want to play it optimally, in any role. So yeah, I think we probably won't hear shit about WASD or like it being broken until someone shows like someone's gonna have to learn it and do it and show why it's actually broken for anyone to make
Someone
the
has to
switch.
like master it first, right?
Yeah,
It's early. It's too early
exactly.
to tell, but at like a first glance and kind of the time I guess that it's been out and what we've seen of it, it just doesn't feel
Yeah,
as strong as I think people were speculating it would be.
intending. Yeah, not at all. And especially for certain roles, it seems like strictly like I feel like worse to be
Yeah.
honest. Like, can you imagine jungling with WAST? I feel like it's got to be terrible. Like you're kiting
I
camps
feel
and
like if you're
routing and stuff. I
Nocturne,
feel
it's
like it's
like
got to be
fine.
awful.
If you're Nocturne, it's cool. But that's what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
just
It's
think about
it's
like
niche
navigate,
cases.
like you said, when you're dealing with like walking at an angle and you now have to navigate like jungle paths efficiently. Like let's say like pro
Mm-hmm.
level, like trying to get like I just feel like your clear times are just straight up going to be worse.
It's
Like in
also
a
a
lot of
thing,
ways.
and I don't know if it's just me, and but you ever play racing games and you kind of like if you have a pedal or even if you're just playing on a controller, you kind of like slam that controller a bit harder to try to get more speed out of it instinctively.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're doing that, but you have a fixed move speed in League. Unless you have items and
Right.
boots and all that. So like you're kind of just slamming the button. And I feel like that tension, if we're gonna talk, esports and getting granular in your muscle movements and stuff, I feel like
Right.
just the pressure you're putting on and like the tension in your muscles to try to in your mind inch out more speed that you can't get also slows down a lot of those reactions and a lot of that movement and that flow that the game has normally with a click.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think it comes down to what you said before, where it's like if you're a pro player who's been playing for probably years at this point, at least a
Yeah.
couple, why would you bother relearning with something that is not just at a glance is either the same or worse than what you're doing? And that opinion just isn't going to change until someone can show that it can, right?
Yeah.
So it literally, like you said, will take someone showing, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is how it looks. This is why it's good. And it's specifically linked to WASD as to why it's good
Right.
before anyone starts reevaluating like what they should be playing.
Right. And I think it's champion specific. I think
I do too.
if
Like
you
I said,
care
I
that
agree with you
much about
totally that
it,
I think certain champions, there's just little to no benefit,
yeah.
On doing this.
Like it'll get to a point where you're probably gonna switch your binds depending on the champion you're playing if there is a more optimal way to play it if you're climbing. Right? Like one of your
Yeah.
counter picks is a champion that benefits from WASD as opposed to traditional movement style. Right? So then that's the only time I would see it having any kind of use case in a
Right.
competitive setting as opposed to overtaking League of Legends like traditional movement.
Current, traditional.
It's It's you either do that or you add mouse aiming and you add turn radius, but that would break the game. And
yeah, you just have it's impossible. You'd have to rebalance everything.
Right.
It's just funny that now we parallels between all these esports. We now have classic and modern for MOBAs.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
And subsequently, TFT now has it too. TFT Classic is out because they're not sunsetting Set 16.
What?
Yeah. So
I totally missed this. What?
Yeah. It was part of the announcement. This might. I don't know if this is only for Golden Spatula, which is a Chinese version, but there was a whole thing that came out that said that when Set 17, which is out now, is released, they're going to leave in the ability to play Lore and Legend Set 16 and have that as like a living mode, I guess, because the world of Runeterra is constantly expanding and whatever. So, yeah, you can play Set 16 and 17. Again, I don't know if this is only the Chinese version on Golden Spatula or if it's in TFT proper as well, but yeah, that did.
What the fuck?
It came out on April Fool's and they had to reiterate the fact that it wasn't an April Fool's joke.
That's wild. Yeah, I totally missed that.
I got breaking news for you too. Yeah.
Well, goddamn, that's crazy. Interesting. I forgot Set 17 was out today too. I'll have to check that out.
Came out yesterday.
Yeah, I don't have to get in it. I know it's like space or whatever.
Space Gods. It's pretty cool.
Space Gods.
Cool so
yeah.
They've got like a meeple.
Set 16 was solid. I'm happy with it, and I'm glad we're moving on to the next one. That's how I feel about Set 7 or Set 16. But yeah, I liked Set 16. Interesting. Yeah. No. Well, that's I think that sums up pretty much the points on WASD. What should we move to next? You wanna knock out this fighting game discussion?
Sure. Guilty Gear 2.0 came out recently, bringing with it new character Jam, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from what I can tell, things have just been. We're back. Guilty Gear is so back.
It certainly feels that way based on what I've played, what a lot of people's opinions are. Obviously, there's I think more so than discussing Strive 2.0 in particular, I actually want to just talk about the overall. One, I want to talk about some of the context of like things they added outside of balance that I think are interesting. Like just moving off of what we were talking about in our last episode. Stuff like the accessories, the battle pass that has the accessories and expanded story elements. Like you can unlock like what look like Persona style like social link events between Guilty Gear characters on the battle pass, accessories for characters, that kind of stuff. Colors. They're adding full outfits like we talked about.
Yep.
I think one of the outfits we literally talked about in the last episode was the God Eno, and like why is God Eno not playable? God Eno from the story mode. And they showed her in the trailer for 2.0's outfit system.
I was editing that episode as the announcement was happening, and I look over to see it. I should have put an image in, but I felt like it would have just the time we recorded that video like in March. And they didn't come out till like late April, so I just felt like with the time and everything, like it would have been kind of weird to have it.
No, there, I was just say it was crazy because yeah. What do you think? You think these are all positive things? Are you happy? You think they went far enough? Not far enough? Like what are you feeling?
I think
on this 2.0 stuff.
A lot of what we talked about last
balance aside, we'll talk about balance second. I'm talking purely,
I mean, what we talked about last episode for a lot of the customization, player expression, and things like that. I think big ups, huge W, love to see it.
I agree with you.
It's super cool to see that. More Guilty Gear is always fun for you and I and everybody that loves Guilty Gear out there.
I like that they're delivering on all of it.
Yes.
Too, right? Like that's the thing is like it wasn't just accessories. It's like, okay, yes, we got you accessories. You can have fucking, Holy Order Soul sword on this soul bad guy.
Can you
have
the Haw sword?
It's one that looks like it. It's not like identical, but it's like it's the prehistoric like it looks like the giant like butcher's cleaver. That's one of the ones they showed in the trailer. Him holding that. Yeah.
Give me a Haw skin. And my life
Yeah,
is yours.
I fucking agree with you 1,000%. Oh my god! Like
Give
if
me
you're not
just
gonna bring that
give me a
character back in some
redesign of that
way,
too. Just
yeah,
make it look
give
so sick on the Strive engine.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Series
They
5.
showed
It's not even like its own engine. I'm saying it like it's special.
yeah, yeah. But no, I agree 1,000%, bro. A Haas outfit would go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Holy Order Soul would be
Strive style.
so sick. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Touch up, whatever.
Add
Yeah, I
some
think what they
belts
showed,
or something. I don't know.
remembering from the trailer, they showed Kai using his old sword, the one that has like the like cylinders on it and shit that looks like more spacey. They showed Soul with his old the old sword,
the classic ones,
and then they showed outfits. The outfits they showed were obviously, like we said, God Eno. They showed Dizzy having like a fully new outfit that's like it's more of like a village girl look.
Oh, she's got her like when they found her from
I think
like
that's what
Guilty
it's
Gear
supposed to
2
be.
or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, or not
yeah,
Overture 2, but like Guilty Gear X or whatever.
yeah. I think that is what it's supposed to be. Yeah, her like peasant, like village girl outfit. Which is cool. Like I said, I'm excited to see what they actually do with outfits going forward. Like how many more they expand. What is that?
Did we get Secret Service Giovanna?
They haven't showed it. I want to see that. That's my hope too. Is like I hope everyone's gonna get these outfits, bro. I hope it's not just like we're gonna drip feed you like the most popular characters' outfits. Like I want to see Giovanna not just get the Secret Service look, but I don't know, like touch it up, do some cool shit, do some wild shit, like do some
a cool like
something dope
outfit or something.
Yeah, anything like whatever, like just something sick. Spirit shaman because she's she's got Ray, which is like the spirit wolf.
That'd be cool, like jungle priestess.
Yeah, whatever you want to do, just go wild. Don't just stick to the typical stuff.
They're gonna have Giovanni freak the fuck out, bro. Like, relax.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I just keep her shoes on, please, for the love of all the people.
Yeah, that's the biggest one, right? That's someone out there. I'm looking at
especially with her win pose where she leads back on the dog.
Yeah,
keep the shoes on.
I'm looking at you, every one of you. You know who you are.
You know what's up.
Yeah.
DM me. So I can tell you what a freak you are. What else? Oh yeah, the accessories. I like that they're very like they left they showed like some examples of it right already in the game where Jam is like she has the glasses or the not glasses. Johnny has beard or not beard. They gave Asuka the like flower so you can more. What is it?
His eye patch changes, right? He's got like the pink or the
red
one.
Yeah, and it's because it does because you remember the old. If you did like you had to input like some buttons when you selected him. That's used to be how you would do that, and it would change his name in the game too because there's like
the
Asuka
and then.
Yeah, there's the Sharp, which is supposed to be like his clone, right? In lore, like the one he's like sending down to the planet because he's living on the moon.
Yeah.
And then there was the other one that was like supposed to actually be him, like actual Asuka Rosenkreutz or whatever his like last name is.
Asuka R. Kreutz, yeah.
Yeah, Asuka R. Kreutz. Yeah. So yeah, you can now they just basically move that to the accessory slot, and I think from what I know, it also changes the name too. So like it's still doing that thing from before, but just pick it more easily. But yeah, I like that it can be all sorts of stuff, right? Where it's like you can get accessories, you can get full on outfits, all this stuff. I think them leaning into the lore of like Guilty Gear in a cool way with like I said, these like Persona style like conversation pieces that you unlock through it is cool. They added customization to the player portraits, shit like that. Your wanted poster, you can change that. Unlockable, they did the Tekken thing where you can unlock different HUDs.
Ooh,
so
nice.
like meters and stuff like that. Like
I know
even your health meters.
Like when Strive was releasing, people were not crazy about the way
that
the UI looked.
Yeah, there's that still. Or like they left the original in. There's an updated one that exists now that is like part of 2.0. You can switch between them, and they added like a classic one that gives it the more like metal regal look that like Xrd had.
And Accent Core.
Yeah, so like that's actually in there already too. They already added it as part of 2.0.
Oh, that's sick.
So yeah, you got like different HUD borders. Just from just a player customization and like quality of life standpoint, really, really solid update.
Good stuff.
And focusing a little bit back on balance, like a little more on the balance side. I don't want to talk specifically like about specific numbers because there are winners and losers to every patch. Like the Nago right now seems to have become God among men.
Sprinting now,
Potemkin do be moving fast. They took away his armor, and when he dropped the armor, it was like Piccolo dropping the weighted clothes. My man is moving.
He dropped the weights. He's Rock Lee. He's gonna put you in the 8 gates. He's gonna bunker you.
He moves staggeringly fast for a big body. And yeah, some of the new moves are wild. Like Nago's new move is like wild. Like actually, like you look at that move and you're like, is this like it gives you shades of like a Mugen move. Like I don't know, that move's fucking crazy. He just he slams the sword into the ground. Tidal wave of blood appears. It goes basically full screen. And it doesn't matter if the move hits you, you block it, or it straight up whiffs. No matter what, he gets put in the mini install state where he's locked at level 3 blood. And all the any blood addition or subtraction he does to the meter, so any blood that he gains or loses based on special moves or hits, none of it is applied until the install ends. So he just starts spending blood on credit, bro. Like he got the free card with nothing maxed out. And my bro is just spending. And then once, the install fades, he will suffer from, or not suffer from the actions of his consequences. Because either he builds up so much blood and then makes it all go away, or he builds up a bunch of blood and pops, or, who knows? Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you're fucking dead because he mixed you 8 ways by Fukioing 7 times and Beyblading you 3 times. Like
cross map slash,
yeah. No, his new move is fucking wild. Like I don't know, it's crazy. The one thing I'm question marking with it, because I think it's like whatever it is, what it is, it's fine in some ways. The fact that shit on whiff still does the install, I'm like, why? Like, why does it just always do the install? You should at least have to block it or something, man. Like, why is he allowed to get a knockdown and then just go, I'm doing credit card install. You have to hold all this blood.
Credit card install.
I'm signing up. I've been approved. Like
Capital One sends their regards.
He just starts paying in blood, bro. Get it back in blood. Bro's a fucking Western movie and he's got the samurai sword out. Like it's crazy. But overall, let's moving away from that. Moving away. The general theme of this patch was actually nerfs pretty much across the board. They cut out throw PRC option select, completely gone, not in the game anymore. They cut out the ability to PRC after supers. So if you do a reversal super and it gets fucking blocked, you just got to eat that shit. There's no more doing it, and then purple RCing, you're back in neutral. They took away they changed the way positive bonus worked to where if you get the knockdown, or if you, let's say you break the glass using a super or something, or you break the glass and then you blue RC on the other side, that imposes a meter lock that basically keeps your positive bonus from really giving you meter. So you can't snowball instantly. So if you're going to take the knockdown on glass or like on a wall splat from using super, you're basically kind of giving up most of your positive bonus meter gain. Same thing if you want to try to blue RC to see what they're doing on the other side, you're giving up most of your positive bonus meter gain by doing that. So yeah, just generally, like I said, kind of nerfs across the board. System-wide, they completely cut Wild Assault out of the game.
Good.
I mean, name the last time a fucking fighting game in the modern era removed a mechanic with an update. Removed it. Gone. No such thing. The only thing they added in its place is Counter Burst. Or, Counter Rush, Counter Burst, Counter Blitz. That's what it's called.
Counter Blitz.
Which all Counter Blitz is basically like kind of a budget Wild Assault. Basically, if you get like a big crit, like a big counter hit on a cancelable move, you can go into Counter Blitz, which does some damage, gives you a wall break, burns 50% of your burst meter the same way Wild Assault did. But it's not like it does a couple hits and it ends. It's not like Wild Assault where it basically just lets you convert from almost any move, like period. And it has no utility outside of like getting a counter hit. Like you can't use it on any normal hit. You can't use it, in any other way. So yeah, removing Wild Assault entirely and then just kind of reshaping the game with an overall like lower power level from a system standpoint. They also checked a bunch of moves, typical balance patch where just like checking. Another thing that was actually pretty interesting. For those who've been playing Strive for a long time, you'll know about like 4-framer privilege. There were a couple of the characters in the game. I played one of them. I played Giovanna, who had the fastest normal you could do in the game was a 4-frame. And I think 4 or 5 characters had it. And it was a point of privilege because you could punish shit that no one else could punish because you had a 4-frame move. Completely cut it out of the game. Everyone has a 5-frame normal now. All of the privileged characters have lost it. Their fastest moves got increased to 5 frames. So yeah, no more 4-frame privilege. Trying to think of anything else that was big. Yeah, the removal of 4 frames, all the PRC OS stuff. Oh, they upped PRC scaling in general. So if you did like a PRC specific combo or something now, it gets scaled to shit. It's super so just less damage on stuff like that. Even if you if you do something and then PRC to catch them trying to whiff punish you or something like that.
You gotta inch out those red
even
RCs
if you
now.
What is it?
You gotta try to inch out those red RC combos now.
Well, it's that or even just if you're gonna spend to PRC, if you're gonna do something PRC to make it safe and then catch them for trying to punish you for doing something bad because you had meter, the combo you're getting is scaled. So it's less punishing to the person who was in theory maybe making the right choice or right-ish.
Right.
Yeah, I just think it's the general theme of just a patch that is actively trying to nerf most of the game in a broad sense, really take the power level down.
What the community, the competitor side of the community, has been complaining about for the better part of
a complete rework to Happy Chaos, which the jury is out. There's been some things discovered with new Happy Chaos that we'll see how Evo Japan goes. They have some work to do with that rework. To be honest, there's maybe an infinite that he has now and stuff.
We'll see it get dialed back or tuned when RoboKai comes out.
Yeah, I'm hoping sooner, but for at least we know that Evo Japan will get played on this patch with no changes. And they've said they've been very transparent and said hey, we're seeing the early data come in. These are the things we're looking at. We're working on it. We're gonna see if we can get it. So it's not gonna be around forever. It's not like we're gonna wait 6 months to get a balance patch to this. It does seem like they want to take a crack at some of the outliers that already exist in this current, new season, this 2.0, which is what you want to see. And I just think it's really interesting because, this is the first time in a while we've seen a major fighting game that's in our ecosystem right now take a crack at just straight up hitting everybody, nerf everything, lower the power scaling down a little bit on this game, and let's start with a fresher foundation that we can build off. And like I said, remove a mechanic that was not well liked, straight up get rid of it.
Get it out of here. Tekken still has gone. Damage on throw text.
No, they should take that out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that never made it to the actual patch, but a lot more did that shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, fair enough.
But this invites what's interesting is, I don't know if you've seen, so obviously Tekken 3.0 or the 3rd season came out, right?
Yeah.
The patch that was heralded when they put out the trailer for it as the back to basics patch. Everyone was stoked. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, Tekken's back, guys!"
Yeah, we're getting a fix.
Unfortunately, they did not roll it back.
Oh god,
Harada, the 3.0
Harada leaves and it goes to shit.
3.0 comes out, and people are just like this. They're reading the system changes. They're like, "Yes, W, awesome. This is what we're talking about." Then they started reading character-specific changes. And it's just as bad as it's always been, baby.
No.
Just more bullshit. More hey, this thing that was supposed to be my weakness, I have this dumb way of shoring it up and making it safe. Even some weird stuff down to... So there was a big thing that this season they wanted to change heat smashes leading to wall splats when they're whiffed. Or when you hit with a heat smash, they didn't want it giving an instant wall splat combo, right? Well, people discovered very quickly that if you do a heat smash and you whiff like the first, or because some heat smashes are like multiple hits. So if you whiff the first 2, you'll still get like the 3 or 4, depending on like what your character's heat smash is.
Yeah.
People found out that if you just whiff the first button of your heat smash, but then hit with the next 3, it wall splats like it used to.
Brother.
So did they even fix it? Like it was like, what is this? And they haven't said to this day, I think they haven't even said they haven't said that's a bug or not. So no one knows if that's even intentional or like if they just, if it's just a bug, it needs to be fixed. So that's good. We love that. But so yeah, this patch comes out. It's fucking hated. Like everyone, Joka announced his retirement.
It's that bad.
It was not. It was bad, man. It was. It was really not going good. People were crashing out, super upset. We flash forward. This most recent patch came out a couple days ago, so I think maybe 2 to 3 weeks after the Tekken 8 Season 3 patch.
Mm-hmm.
And this patch comes through, and the general like feeling is that like there is still a lot of work that needs to be done to get Tekken 8 in line with where the general competitive player base thinks it needs to be. But this patch is a good step in the right direction, as long as they're willing to keep putting out patches like this on a more than like quarterly basis. Yeah. Like, like we can't just deal with 1 or 2 of these. We need like maybe 3 or 4.
Like a monthly patch or something.
Even if it's not monthly, like at least every 2 to 3 months, like we need to be dropping stuff like this. Yeah. Because this patch comes out and it's once again mostly nerfs for every character in the game. Just like trying to get rid of bullshit. They took out I'm gonna this number is definitely not accurate. But I don't remember the exact number. They cut something like around 50 heat launchers out of the game. Like moves that were in heat that would launch you, removed in this patch. Gone. Completely gone. Which people were like, yes, like thank God. Like thank fucking God. They made moves that were like really strong in heat that a lot of characters would abuse when they were inside of heat. They made them cost like way more heat bar. So like let's say you went into, they did a nerf a while ago where if you go into heat from like not a heat engager, but like when you just did the raw like heat burst activate, you start with 3/4 of bar instead of all 4. And basically what they did was for some of these moves that were problematic, like Lily had like a sweep in heat and like stuff like that. Heihachi had like a counter that I think he got in heat or something. For a lot of these moves, they now made it so that if you use them in heat, they consume 3/4 of a bar. Basically meaning like if you go into heat not through an engager, and then try to use like one of your character's really strong heat moves, that's your whole gauge. Like you're burning heat entirely, and that's it. You get to do it like one time because, whatever. Heat engager, you get a little bit more leeway because at least you got that hit, right? Like you got your heat engager hit, so like you're allowed to have a little bit more time. But yeah, just generally positive. On the just like nerfing everything. Like I said, just hitting every character, cutting multiple launchers out of the game entirely. Moving in the proper direction. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I want to ask you, do you think we are finally entering, because for the last couple years with like modern fighting game releases, one of the main topics that keeps getting brought up is like what has happened to defense. These games focus so heavily on like giving offense more options and like more things they can do, more ways to create mix, more ways to create knockdowns, more ways to be plus on block. But defense doesn't really get like buffs. Like they're not really adding new defensive systems, all this stuff. Are we finally seeing a pullback where there's like, okay, yeah, clearly there's been like an offense arms race in fighting games. Maybe now we need to start cutting some of that and seeing what a game looks like if, you're not generating plus frames every 4 seconds. If you're not entering 13 installs every 6 days, like
I have maybe a hot take about this.
Give it to me. I'm curious.
Do we need more defensive options? Short answer, do we need more defensive options? And should there be a bigger focus on defense going forward? Yes. I feel like a lot of fighting games and their developers have leaned more into the sentiment that a lot of, I'll say, prominent community members have voiced, where to get people into fighting games, you want to make them press a button and it does cool shit. Defending isn't cool. Defending doesn't look good. Right? Get it?
Right.
Because you're defending, you're probably getting styled on, and nobody wants that. So you want buttons that do big explosive hits and all kinds of funky stuff that is a spectacle and it draws you in. Right?
Sure.
And I feel like that sentiment was being voiced for a long time, for years in the community. Right? And now we have a wide range of people playing fighting games, especially, we talked about it last episode with Strive, and how when Strive came out, the art style and everything brought people in to try it out, and a lot of people stuck with the game because of how simple it was to pick up and play, learn command inputs and all that. So the idea of defense, whereas like you have push block and you just hold back, and maybe your character can roll or something, but that's it. That's all you have. Burst is cool, but you can't burst out of something all the time, right? It's not like Melty Blood where you can counter hit off of defending, right? In Type Lumina, you teleport behind them, anime style.
Oh yeah,
right? And I feel like Type Lumina is a good example where defense matters a lot, and defense is part of that spectacle. We all know the clip of that like Type Lumina ladder match where
where they're just teleporting behind each other repeatedly. Yeah.
Like I think that, but Type Lumina's niche, right? Melty Blood's too niche. The art style is very much a 2000s visual novel art style. Right?
When
Type Lumina was coming out, they were comparing it to Strive and being like, Melty Blood characters
where's
got
the
no
drip?
sauce.
Hashtag dripless.
They got no drip. They had to release Mario, and he looks like a little chud. He's in like jorts and in a long sleeve polo.
Shout out to Majid Baba, who during that discourse had to defend white tees. He was like, "Where were y'all when the white tee was big? Y'all too young."
It's not on Arcuid. Who is that on?
It's the red-haired girl, not Arcuid.
It's it starts with an A though, right?
God. I don't remember her name.
I want to say it's Yuzuriha, but Yuzuriha's the uni character with a sword. It's not her.
Yeah, it's not her. But yeah, no, it's not Arcuid. It's the red-haired girl who has like gym sweatpants and a white t-shirt.
She's wearing jeans, and she's wearing like bell-bottom jeans and a white tee. And that's it. That's the fit.
Hashtag no sauce.
So say, put her some chrome or something at least. Like, what are we doing?
Throw a heart logo on that tee, baby. Give me a chrome heart logo on that tee. Kids will be like, "Damn, she's fucking spitting."
Put her in Trues and CDG. Call it a day.
Oh my gosh, she got G-Star jeans on.
Throw a G-Shock on every character.
At least put her in some forces.
True. It would have been harder if it was on some forces. Maybe crazy.
Like if you're gonna like give her the, you can't put in the Adidas stripe, but we'll know the Adidas stripe when we see the Adidas stripe. Give her some Adidas sweatpants and some forces.
Only 2 lines is needed. You know,
that's all. You just need the silhouette. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. Defense is not sexy, and defense has never been sexy. And the thing is, defense, because but the thing is, it's almost like, in my opinion, it's like a misnomer, or like because defense, it's like, how do I say this without, there's no good way to say this without maybe being up your own ass a little bit.
Yeah.
So bear with me here. Defense isn't sexy until you get into and understand like the minutia of the game. And that's when defense gets sexy, right? Like when you see an instant block and you know what's happening, you're like, oh, wow, he just IB'd 3 things in a row to take his turn back. Like,
if I can interject
in Guilty Gear Strive, yeah.
About defense being sexy though, Avatar Legends has some pretty saucy defense.
I haven't seen. I'll be honest. I'm ignorant. How are they saucing up defense?
With the flow button.
Oh,
right, like,
okay.
I've
heard a little bit about this.
Like flow dodges and stuff like that. That looks sick. That's cool. That's saucy. I'm with it. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
it's all a matter of taking the spectacle of offense and translating it to meaningful defense.
Yeah.
Right? Push block being a green bubble around me, being like my AT field or whatever.
Yeah, faultless defense. And then
is whatever.
Well, and like I said, IB is like, if we're talking Strive specifically, like IB is probably one of the coolest and most defensively intensive things you can do, right? It's I forget what the window on it is, but you gotta basically block a move within, I don't know, like 3-4 frames, something like that.
Yeah.
Of it hitting
parries,
you.
Man.
I mean, that's basically what an IB is, right? If we're being honest. But like, to do that is hard. And like you said, even from an animation standpoint, it's very subtle. Like an IB, when you do it, it literally just like you get the white flash, like when you block it or whatever.
Even in Street Fighter, when you do like a
perfect parry,
when you do a perfect parry,
it's you get the like screen freeze.
Yeah. That's kind of cool, but all the effects are on when you drive impact or when you super, something like that. You just get a freeze frame. That's it. You go back
to the blue splash a little bit, but yeah.
You get this, it's a classic, the blue and whatever. Like, you go back to third strike, it's the same thing though. It's just a blue flash and that's it. But you look at third strike and moment 37, the parries, and that, that's saucy defense. That's making defense look sexy.
Yeah, I think you're right in that developers got a little caught up in the sauce, right? Like, they're a little caught up in the idea of attacking is the fun part of fighting games. People want to hit buttons, and they do. And like, that is the first thing you want to do. But I think when you lean too much into that mentality, you end up in this space that we've been in for a little bit that can be kind of frustrating, where fighting games are a 2-player game always, right? Like, and that is both, that applies on attacking, like, defending should have options and choices, and like, you should be able to do things on defense to create like advantages for yourself. It's not just like, oh, well, I'm attacking or I'm defending now. Yeah, I must wait for my turn, and all I get to choose is if I'm blocking like low or high.
Right.
And I think when you over-index on attacking, having infinite options and possibilities, you start removing defender agency. And when you start removing defender agency, like, it just makes the game feel less interactive, right? Like, is thrown around a lot, but it's true. They talk about like the idea of fighting games are a conversation, right? It's a two-way street. Yeah. It's not just, it's my turn to attack, it's your turn to attack. There are decisions being made all the time on both sides of the interaction. And that's important. You need that. And yeah, I agree. It's tough to make defending look sexy. But I think there's depth. There's obviously depth. Like, I don't know, everyone knows, like, anyone who's mildly looked at this stuff, there's plenty of depth in defending and how you defend. And there is excitement to defending, man. There is a set you can look back at, Dragon Ball Fighters. One of the classic, I believe it's Goichi versus Leffen at I couldn't tell you which tournament, but it was like one of the sets. Mm-hmm. Goichi is on a fucking hair of life, bro. Bro's got a chin hair of life on his life bar. And Leffen it's Dragon Ball Fighters, right? So there's some mauling that happens in that game. You got Dragon Ball people flying at you and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
This guy, Goichi, is being, Leffen is flying at him. Leffen is throwing like fucking projectiles. He's being teleported behind. He's doing like instant air overhead into, low, whatever, this, that, and the third. High, low, go for a grab. And Goichi is blocking all of it for probably 10 seconds straight. He techs like 2 throws. He blocks multiple high-low mixes, a couple of cross-ups, and then he ends up, I think, like, either even if he doesn't win, the sequence itself is so exciting because it's just like unbreakable defense against like a litany of offensive options for like 5 seconds straight. And, like, that's sick. Like, doing that kind of shit to me, like, that shit gets your heart pumping, That shit's fun to watch. Like, that shit is cool. Like, good defense is sick. And good defense, I think if you're very good at defending, you should be rewarded for that, especially if you're forcing over extensions, It shouldn't be like, okay, well, he did, like a lot of things people complain about Tekken is just like, I blocked his move, but the move instantly transitions into a stance, and I'm forced to hold the stance mix-up because the game said so. I didn't do anything wrong besides block the one move in neutral.
Yeah.
I'm forced to hold the mix-up because game said so. That shit just feels bad, man. It sucks. It feels like, why am I blocking any? Like, it doesn't help when you're just forced to be told, like, you must eat more of this,
Right.
It's interesting. It's cool that Tekken is seemingly taking this cue. Jury's out, man. We've had 2 games released, like, large nerfing patches focused on tapering down offense a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter, balls in your court, bro. Can we get some kind of shakeup? We've been playing the same game for 3 years. Mai went from top 1 to top 3 in your last patch. And half that reason is because she got minorly nerfed and Sagat's just that good, so he took the number 2 spot. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you gotta, I don't know if I've said it on this. I know me and Reven have talked about it many times. Friend of the show, Reven. Yeah, dude, I'm so sick of Mai. Take that character out back and shoot her for a season. I just don't she should be bottom 1 for a season as penance.
Yeah.
Like, as a purgatory payment. Like, Capcom, balls in your court, buddy. Just something. Just change the game up a little bit. Give us something.
Yep.
If you want throw loops to still be in the game, whatever. Do what you need. But, like, I don't know. Check some drive rush, check throw loops, figure anything out to just shake things up, because the game has been the game for like 3 years, and it has not really changed that much. Any final thoughts on maybe perhaps the end to offense arms races in fighting games? We're no longer scaling offense. We are focusing back on maybe a little bit of defense, maybe a little bit of your buttons aren't always plus on block anymore.
No, I mean, it's just the fighting game tug of war,
It's the ebb and flow. I agree with you. I think these are, as the eras
you
move.
definitely have your defensive games, you have your offensive games. The bigger games are usually more offensive heavy. But that's just the way it is. It would be nice to have flashier defensive options. It doesn't necessarily have to be a JJK style black flash every time you parry and you get a frame perfect input.
Go a little bit hard though.
That would go crazy.
Go a little hard, yeah.
Be nuts in gear. But it as long as there's just something other than hold back and hold back with button.
Systems and options, that's what people want. And like I said, I cut out less of these like the Tekken problem where it's like, hey, not only do you have to block this option, you must block the hashtag guaranteed mix up. Like, it's just like, I didn't even hit you, you still have to block the mix up because I said so. Like, game says you must, it's not your turn yet. Like, less of that shit. Canned offense, corny as hell,
Canned corn.
Not with it.
Hate that shit.
Starches. Speaking of starches and canned foods, I think we should move now to the land of drinkable burgers.
Drinkable cheeseburger.
That's the only thing I know from Marathon.
That's
not true. I've been playing it, but that is the one cultural reference point I have for Marathon. Yeah.
Escape will make us drink cheeseburgers. And
dude, side note.
Yeah.
Whoever said that they should change the tagline away from Escape will make you God should lose their job.
They should. Stupid. It's a hard line.
That shit was so hard.
Go play the classic games. They're sick. If you like boomer shooters, they're great. There's multiplayer. So if you're a big Quake fan or Doom fan, there's probably something in there for you. Movement's not as crazy. There's light rocket jumping. It's not anything insane or physics based, but you can hold guns akimbo. It was the first one to do it, and it has built-in mouse controls, and they're all available for free on Steam. Go play them. Aleph1. Shout out to those guys. We digress. Real meat and potatoes of I think today's episode we wanted to really get to, and that's extraction shooters. And our frame of reference for today's marathon, that's obviously the one, like it or not, taking the world by storm recently. With the exception of Arc Raiders. Yeah.
Yeah, doing decent. The hottest soldier into the newest and hottest.
Yeah,
but
the new hotness.
Yeah.
But Marathon did something very interesting that I don't think we've seen in Tarkov or Delta Force. What is it?
Hunt
The Long
Showdown.
Winter? Is that the other one? Hunt Showdown.
I think so. Hunt Showdown. Arc Raiders.
Arc Raiders, yeah, for the bigger one, Arc Raiders, right? Where they had a tournament.
Yep.
Now, community run tournaments and things like that have existed across all competitive games in all facets forever. There's been Tarkov tournaments, but those have been played in their arena mode, which is a tactical shooter like Counter-Strike, and not the main extraction mode of the game. At least from my research, I could totally be wrong, and if I am, let me know down below. We'll take a look at those because that's really interesting to me, and we'll probably release something else about that at another time in a future episode when we revisit this topic. But Marathon had the Tau Ceti Cup. At the launch of the game, it was a bunch of streamers. It was an invitational tournament. I think it was like 6 teams or something like that. I don't remember. But they all played in a tournament where you would gain points. Whoever had the highest.
It was 6 teams. I'm looking at it right now, just for reference.
W. Yeah. Whoever had the most amount of points by the end of the tournament would win the whole thing. So it wasn't like a normal bracket team versus team thing, because that's not how the game is structured. And I think it's really interesting.
No, you can't really do that. Yeah.
Right. I think it's really interesting because Marathon, as an extraction shooters, as a genre, are competitive in some way. I'm sure if you've been on Arc Raiders or Marathon YouTube, you've seen people saying to build PvP and competitive loadouts for sweating, tryharding, ranked, all that. There's ranked mode in Marathon, which is a whole other
Marathon is a ranked mode, which is pretty wild. I think it's the first to attempt like a dedicated rank mode like that. I think like
Tarkov might have had one, but don't quote me on that. I haven't played Tarkov. They refuse to take my money. It's a long story.
Arc Raiders definitely does not. Like the ranking corresponds to the weird contract stuff. Yeah. I know Hunt doesn't really have one, like a very specific one. There's obviously like MMR and shit, but
it made me think, right? What is the future of extraction shooter esports? If we're running tournaments and we have ranked modes, and there's obviously a push for some level of competition, albeit a small push, but there's a framework for it there. What does that look like? So I wrote down the rules of the Tau Ceti Cup to kind of review with you and get some of your thoughts.
Yeah, please, because I would say I am a bit of a skeptic, because I would love to be pitched on the idea of that this can work, but my immediate idea is like, I don't think this can work in like a way that is genuinely cool.
Right. And then,
but I'm very curious, having not knowing the rules of this or anything, what they are doing, because I can always be bought in, you know?
And then I have afterwards somewhat of a pitch, it kind of based into what another game is doing that, if you've been on the channel for long enough, you know that I love very dearly, but we'll get to that later. First up is the scoring format for the Tau Ceti Cup, which was the way the total score was, I guess, tallied up, was your loadout value that you bring in, that would be added to a aggregate number of AI kills and player kills you got in that match. And that would be then, so that number, your loadout plus the AI and player kills added together, would be multiplied at the end when you extract by 15% if for all 3 team members. So 5% per team member to extract.
Right. So if you extracted with 2 people, it was a 10% multiplier versus extracting with 1 person would be a 5%. Right. Each person that you actually successfully make it out gets an additional 5%.
5% added on to that.
The multiplier.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So AI kills. So the USEC. I don't know if ticks counted. I highly doubt it.
I highly doubt it. Yeah.
But UESC would count for 1,000. That goes for all of them. So commanders, ghosts, grenadiers, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the ranking of the AI or the USEC. Just if the USEC dies.
If the USEC dies, it's an extra 1,000. If a player's finished kill, so you have to down them and box them up, 5,000 per player kill.
Well, so it says finish kill. So if someone else downed him and then you finished, that counts as your fin, right? So that's 5K. I'm assuming, right? If they're specifically specifying finished kill, in theory, you could steal it. You could steal someone else's down, and it would be 5K.
That's interesting. There's no ruling or fine print on that to clarify. So I'll go with
I would assume, I would
that.
assume based on the terminology finished, I would assume it means you just need the fin.
Right.
So if you like third party to fight and wiped
like
people who are already down and whatever, I assume you are getting full credit for that.
For the down people.
Yeah.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah. You are also scored with priority contracts, so you can gain points from doing priority contracts.
Interesting. Yeah, doing the contract.
So those things are the Warden in Overflow on Perimeter, the Warden in Algae Ponds on Dire Marsh. Entering the Pinwheel and Outpost gave you 10,000. So Perimeter gave you 50,000 for that Warden. You got 100,000 for the Dire Marsh Warden. You get
just getting into Pinwheel would give you
10,000 gives you Pinwheel. Or
for those who don't know, getting into Pinwheel is a task in and of itself. Yes. Like you need to get
Herculean
key cards.
You got to find keys. You got to go in. I think the easiest place to do it is at
the destroyed whatever that's called.
I think the destroyed. What's it called? So it's P. It's by Flight Control.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the building, but yes, the one by Flight Control is the one I was thinking of.
That one's pretty easy. And then you get an additional 50,000 for completing the profit opportunity in Pinwheel.
I don't even know if I know what that is.
Profit opportunities is the next section that they have listed. Where
okay. I was gonna say, is that like a specific Pinwheel event? Like, I don't think I know Dire March has like Anomaly and stuff.
Yeah. The priority contracts can only be redeemed once once within the map.
The event.
Yeah, you can only redeem them once. So if you start on Perimeter, you can only do the Warden once. If you go back, you can't do it again. Or if you do it again, it wouldn't be scored.
Yeah, you would get like 1K. So like
if you're doing it to pad loot, you don't get the bonus 50K for killing it. You only just get the value of the loot when you extract.
Sure, makes perfect sense.
Right. Profit opportunities are each worth 50K, and they're redeemable once per team for the duration of the event as well.
Okay.
So these are faction specific, so you can do them for Traxxas, SecGen, Arachne, Mida, New Caloric, and Cyberacme.
Right.
Traxxas is to have one team member extract with at least 20,000 worth of loot in their backpack.
Jesus.
Specifying in the backpack is interesting because it doesn't count for the weapons you have on you.
Basically, yeah, it's saying you can't pad the number with
that you bring in or something like that.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. It is. It's not counting implant. You can't pad with your loadout.
Right.
You can't. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to use your implants as value, your cores, your shields, your guns.
Sekaguchi is, I think, maybe the craziest one. Have one team member extract with a purple implant in every slot. They don't count if you came in with purple implants. So if you started with them, you don't automatically get that done, checked off out of the way. You have to find them and extract with them in every slot.
Yeah, it seems insane.
Arachne.
You'd have to high roll that. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Arachne is kill 9 runners or rooks in a single run. Mida.
Technically doable if you're being a beast. Yeah.
Mida is as a team get 3 runner eliminations with explosives or throwables in a single run. New Caloric is 20,000 for each extracted on Perimeter. So you get 2 double cheeseburgers or drinkable cheeseburgers. If you extract with those, you get 20,000. And they can be redeemed multiple times per run. So that's the one that can be done multiple times across multiple runs.
Interesting. So if you can get,
and I believe that's
every drinkable cheeseburger you get out of Perimeter is 20K.
2.
Oh, every 2.
Yeah, it says 2x drinkable cheeseburger. So unless that's the size of it, because I know it takes up 2 slots, it doesn't specify.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know
if it's 1 or if you need 2. I assume you need 2 of them to extract with. And then Cyberacme is have one teammate enter with a free sponsored kit and extract with 2 weapons, 1 core, and 1 implant for each slot.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's a fun challenge for Cyberacme specifically.
So that's how the scoring works. Now, I think it takes advantage of a lot of the systems that they have already in place in the game. And these aren't happening in closed lobbies where competitive teams are playing against each other. Rather, they're happening
they're just queuing up, right?
Right, you're just in a game, right? If you get shit luck, requeue, whatever, the event lasts for X amount of time. You're on a timer. counts down like soccer, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool, and it makes
yeah. I guess let me ask that. I'm
less
curious
battle
about the.
royale-like.
I'm curious about the timer because, like you said, kind of. So, let's say in theory, I don't know how long. Let's say you have 2 hours to accumulate a score.
Yeah.
The 2 hours are coming from in-game time only. It doesn't count queues. It doesn't count menus. Or does it?
No, it is a clock external to it. So it is from the time the event starts to the time the event ends.
Okay. That's what I was curious
and
about.
Stuff like that. I'm sure there's like a curve for like if you're queuing when the thing ends, then I don't know if
or
there's
like if you're in a
overtime
game, maybe,
or if you're in a game and you're extracting. I don't know what the padding is on that. I'm sure there's like referee rulings for it, but all I have right now in front of me is the scoring. So if there's a Tau Ceti Cup TO in the comments, let me know the details because I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So yeah, I think that it's not a perfect system. It's a good system, but it's not a perfect system. Scoring is very convoluted just because there's so many things that you can score from. I think they did a good job with the priority contracts, making them all a flat rate. Debatable if the rate is equivalent to the work it takes to complete those. That's for players to decide. Having it be across regular lobbies is nice, but like you were saying before, queue times and stuff kind of cut into that. So it's unfortunate if you live in a region that's maybe has a lower player base or something like that. It might be harder for you to find matches, and overall you just won't be able to play, or you'll have a worse time because it has to connect you to a server farther away. There's a lot that goes on with stuff like that when it's not on LAN and it's not in a controlled environment via private lobby or whatever else have you.
Yeah. For me, there is like an initial, I don't know, like a, and I think I would probably overcome this actually, like over time. But like my initial like ick, the first thing that like registers in my head when you talk, there's something. It's gotta be a mytho. It's gotta be a stigma like that I have. Because I hear like, okay, it's like asynchronous lobbies. All these people who are a part of this event are like signing up for, and for like a streamer tournament like this was. I actually think it's fine. It doesn't really matter. But like, let's say we're proof of concepting this to what an actual marathon competitive league would look like, right? Like, let's say we're using this as a prototyping. It weirds like, it weirds me out when, like, you're like, "Yes, our esport is everybody queues up into the matchmaking." Like, that just doesn't necessarily sit right
stream
with me.
snipers, you have a whole plethora of issues, cheater lobbies, right?
Yeah, and it's like, what, do you just not broadcast any of that live? And it's like, well, you can't really do that. That takes away a whole aspect of this whole thing.
So
like,
then,
I don't know,
what
like,
does it look like in a closed lobby where those things are available?
Right, where every team is basically understands that all the other teams also understand their rule set. Like, what does that look like?
And in a game like Marathon, I think it can work. I'm not saying it won't work in that. And you look at Apex, where Marathon and Apex share tons of similarities. And I think Apex's system and the way this rule set works kind of go hand in hand. And I think that's somewhere that they can meet on the middle, where they're in a private lobby where all this can go down and can happen. And there's more strategy between teams, team building, build crafting for your implants, the stuff you're bringing in and all that.
Right.
What do the armory and lobby systems look like? If it's an open tournament, how do people with worse loot than a streamer who has hours and hours to play having gold loot? What are the restrictions and all that?
Well, yeah. I think if you're gonna do that, I think the idea would be to set a. You know what might be interesting? Like a pitch on this that I would have. You make it closed lobbies, right? You start it in a scenario where tournament starts. We are gonna run, let's say, 3 perimeters, 3 dire marshes, 3 outposts, right? They're gonna do
each. So like you cycle through each map, next round cycle through each map, next round cycle through each match.
You do that. You start the tournament, straight up start it with like we'll say like tournament provided loot, right? So it's like basically like every person has the same guns, the same implants, like an X amount of it, like not a ton, but like a starting kit of like maybe a starting couple kits,
you get like a free kit or something
like
to start with, and then
I don't even say like a free, like you give them like green guns or purple guns or something, like a couple of like a purple shield, a blue shield or something. It may be like 2 or 3 of them per player. But the thing is, let's say the first rotation, you use your first 3 provided kits and you bomb out 3 times no loot. Then yeah, you just have to free kit for the remainder of the tournament. Like you make it like a rolling loot system to where like you are not only taking loot from the next things, but you can now use that loot in your next lobby. And then maybe at the end of all 9 lobbies, you are accumulating the full value that they have earned during their 9 lobby run. So like maybe you get like a really high value gun that could be good in your next lobby, but also you're like, we're kind of low on score. I feel like I just need this in the bank for a score at the end. I don't want to risk it in my next lobby. It creates like loot decision making that actually could be pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah.
At least in my head. Yeah.
No, that I totally see where you're coming from. I think that's a really good system, and I think it works out better than my system where I was like just making the finals, because the finals, when the finals came out, in my mind that was the closest we had to like an esport or a competitive version of an extraction shooter. The finals works where kills and cash outs give you money in the bank that you use to progress through a tiered tournament structure. So it's 4 teams of 3. Everyone's competing to get, I think it's like 100,000 by the end of the match. There's a timer that counts down, and you go around the map and you have cash outs that you have to defend King of the Hill style. And in the meantime, you can kill players and you get money for killing those players. But if you die, you have to spend the money to revive. And that's where a lot of the strategy comes in to play, because you start off in a regular match, because you and I have played a lot of the quick play mode. So it's smaller scale and it's lower stakes, where you have revive tokens. So everyone starts with a limited amount of revive tokens, and then once you spend them, and it's across the team, it's not per player, it is team wide to spend a respawn token.
Right.
And then after that, you have to wait to be revived by a teammate. Or I think you can spend money. I don't know if they changed that, or if I'm just misremembering. But yeah, so it cuts into your net worth at some point, because either you don't have another person, whatever. And that was kind of how I assumed a extraction shooter could work as an esports. There's maybe like a scavenger hunt, like in some of you may know, some of you may not know. There was a game Sega was developing called Hyenas. That was a PvP heist game where there would be I think I remember you've
trailers
probably
for
seen
those, right?
ads or trailers. They had like a sonic charm on a gun, and it was a lot of like Sega references in like a vault and stuff like that. The idea was that there would be things to steal and like higher ticket items, and someone would steal it or get an item that would ping them, and then you would go and you would fight them and take it, and the idea was to get out with that item. And the finals were how I expected a extraction shooter esport to work. There would be some kind of scavenger hunt, and then it would come to a head where teams that had it had to be strategic on how they approached getting out with it. And if they were, maybe you stash it somewhere, maybe you have someone fake it out, run it somewhere else, and then pass it off and with another player to take it somewhere. Things like that. Things that utilize more so the map and how adjacent it was to battle royales. But you also raise a phenomenal point with closed loot systems and things like that, where it's like a controlled environment that takes full advantage of inventory extraction and all that, where there doesn't need to be a separate mode on top of it. It could use the core gameplay, which I think is really interesting and really cool.
Because I think like I think starting from 0 can maybe be a little bit annoying, because like you're just forced to deal with like free kits or whatever. Right. but like if you at least a starting loot pool, and that
Mhm.
just becomes something that they can either build on or, can be greatly punished for maybe overstepping and, using, right?
Yeah.
Where like, yeah, let's say your first 3 games go really poorly and you completely gas out your starting loot pool, and it's like, okay, well now we have to free kit, right? Like we have to free kit. And how does being forced to free kit now affect our play going into the next 2 sets or whatever you want to call them? Like it does, because I think that is interesting, right? Like the idea of having to figure out how you want to not only obtain your loot but then use your loot in ways going throughout a match is cool. Because yeah, it's like you clearly need everyone to start on the same playing field. Like you said, you can't just be like, oh, come in with your account's loot. It's like that's so so RNG and so like grind dependent. It just doesn't work. Like it doesn't work at all. But I also don't want. I don't know. Maybe this is just a me thing. I think if everyone is just starting with a 0 vault and free kits, that's just kind of whack. You don't get to do as much cool shit. So like,
right.
start them with something like whatever they want to establish as like the tournament
And
starting
they even
thing.
have that built into Marathon already, where you have like the encrypted kits that you can bring in. Everybody
Yeah.
starts with encrypted kits,
right?
and I mean the randomness might not be a perfect system.
Yeah,
but
you could do encrypted, or yeah, you could, like I said, or just create literally like, hey, tournament realm accounts,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, and just be like, yeah, these accounts are pre-stocked with like,
maybe
we have
there's
this
certain
gun,
kits
this
to
gun, and this
bring.
gun.
Maybe you bring a new cal kit, or you can choose between new cal tracks and Mida, or something like that.
Yeah.
To which one has the better things for. Oh, maybe this one comes with a. I mean, they'll probably come with generic shell implants, but maybe one's better for I
Actually,
play
yeah,
beef,
no,
stuff like that.
I didn't even think about that. You're right. What they do is, because obviously there's free company based kits and free like encrypted versions of the company kits.
Yeah, which gives you
Just make a
random
tournament
items.
kit that is giving you encrypted loot level, but without the encryption part, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like, okay, the new caloric kit has 2 new caloric guns that we choose, like a scar and something else, a scar and the pistol.
I
Um,
think it's a CE.
Here's the meds, not the CE. I'm talking about the
punch.
electric, the power. Yeah, the punch.
Yeah, the V11.
V11 punch. Yeah. So like, yeah, it's like the new caloric kit comes with a scar and a punch, and then like obviously ammo for them, and then like
Meds.
X amount of green meds, a blue shield, whatever,
Yeah.
and like 2 implants or 3 implants, and like maybe a core, maybe not a core. I don't know. Depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
But it's like you get one for each company or something at the start of the tournament, and it's like as you burn those, like they're gone. Like you're not gonna get the sponsored kits, we'll call them, like again.
That's what they're.
So
What they
like you
call in
need
the
to,
game.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You don't get the tournament sponsored kit again. Like once you burn it, it's gone. So like if you lose your sponsor kit loot, like it's just out of the pool. And
Or you
like
lead into
you
a
gotta
lore
hope
thing
that
and just do
you've
Arachne. Everything's
huh?
Arachne. You lean into the lore and everything's just Arachne. It's fucking bloodbath.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, because I think for me, the biggest detractors are, like you said, it's dealing with the matchmaking stuff. I just don't think
Yeah.
that's like feasible in like an actual tournament setting.
But that'll definitely get
And then
phased
yeah,
out, I think, because
well, yeah, you would hope if they're gonna commit to this and
we had that
actually
with
do it,
Fortnite.
like
I don't know if you remember early Fortnite
oh, the old
tournaments.
kill lobby stuff, right? Where it
But
was
it
just
was
like,
you would load into a game and then your tournament lobby, or like you would have to like queue up at the same time as everybody else to try to get into the same lobby. And then if your lobby ID in the top like left corner matched the last like couple digits, then you could start the tournament and it would just be, as many, there might be some randoms in there because there's no way you have
right, but
100
you just
people
got
already.
as many, yeah,
But you want to just like squad up and play with however many people you can.
right.
Right.
Good God.
The Wild West. And then they changed it to, you would do what you said, the kill lobbies, where it was like, okay, this system obviously doesn't work. So everybody just load into a game. You're on a timer. Get as many kills as you can, and then,
which is like just bullshit. Like that is such a bullshit, terrible
and
system.
because
And I
what
think
would
everyone
happen is
realizes that.
people would kill like 2 squads in like a Twisted Towers fight, and then immediately game end themselves so that they could go into the next lobby to try to just like rinse
to
and
just try to
repeat.
farm more off spawn. Yeah. It becomes a way to min max your time investment. It has nothing to do with actually playing out the full game. Yeah.
Right. Because then it's like, okay, I've bodied 3 squads. There's 20 people left and the map is huge, I'm out of here. And they just find the highest concentration of players to just murk them and go to the next lobby.
Yeah, and that just the game is so warped at that point. You're not even playing the game that people set out to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that was the evolution of Fortnite esports to where it is now, where custom lobbies and different game mode, all kinds of things, right? So that I think is where Marathon kind of has the edge, because it's been done and they can kind of let the scene grow itself through that and then do something official. And I don't know, maybe listen to us. Maybe Bungie sign the check. I'll move to Washington.
Dude,
we'll
be
your guy. Yeah. Let me in.
Let me know what's up. Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I have warmed up to this idea in our discussion of it. I think if you can set like a closed off system like that, maybe do that, like that could be interesting. Because like I said, I like the idea of a rolling loot pool and the idea that you need to gamble what is in theory going to be, scored at the end of this tournament if you feel like it's going to get you a good chance of obtaining more loot and like things like that.
Do maps like
there might be something there.
Archive and like some of the raid stuff?
Well, that's actually that's what I was thinking, is like I feel like you could maybe do it where it's like you do 9 3 of each map, and then you do a 10th map, and the 10th map is like a cryo or something. And like
that'd be
cool.
I
don't know, something like that.
So if like you're behind, you can try to cash out on compiler kills or something like that.
Sure, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that'd be so rad. Damn, that'd be so cool. Okay, now I'm getting hyped.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, no, it's cool. And they seem to want to balance that game from like competitive. I don't know if you saw recently, I saw the thing where they're planning on nerfing, or they're
got like bully and Rister nerfs, right, lined up.
Well, I was gonna say, they're looking to try to nerf the Rister because they think it's too good in the short range slot. So they're basically making it so it can't 2-shot kill anyone above green shields anymore.
The fucking other one has a mod that just turns it into a slug round like sniper.
Dude, did you see how far those slugs can hit too? Like, it's actually insane.
I had flashbacks to the Argus long barrel from I think it was like
I saw that. I saw that fucking clip. And the crazy part is, not only is that thing seemingly like shooting in a straight line, but it also has really slow like travel time, because he like shoots the shot and it completes the like chambering animation before he gets the hit marker. Meaning that thing has slow ass travel time, but it's not dropping and it's moving in a straight line far as fuck.
Yeah.
The slugs on that are wild. But yeah, I mean, those, if you want to leave those as a headshot, fuck yeah, that's sick.
Because we're yet to find one too. Like
it's a gold mod.
Like hundreds of runs. I haven't even found that shotgun yet.
Like what, the Rister? Or you mean the pump?
Whatever the other one.
Oh, the clip I saw, dude, it was a Rister with a slug mod, a gold slug mod.
Oh, that's even crazy. Yeah, that's terrifying.
Sniping, literally full sniping. Like,
get it out. No, out of here. Bungie, pick up the phone.
Yeah, it's a gold mod that lets the Rister also be a slug shotgun, and I went into the skeptical, and I think you got me.
Hell yeah.
Tentatively curious. About what this could look like.
What are we looking at? What's the TL Marathon roster looking like?
I don't. Burnt peanut. No.
Burnt peanut and Shroud.
No. Yeah. God no.
Those guys Nade shot in 3 of them.
That's the thing, right? We've talked about this before, I think, like in the show.
Yeah.
And I think the message is always true. If there are people who are willing to put that time into the game and push the game to that level, and like that level looks sick and something like it's
I mean, as in a way it looks like esports, it kind of scratches the same kind of itch from like what
it's
we
like
talked about.
I'm fucking down. And to give a good example with esports, right? Like sometimes this Tau City Cup stuff, this is no one's doing this. Like you kind of have to trial and error this yourself. Like you said, Fortnite went through evolutions, Apex went through evolutions. We were how many seasons in before someone cracked the code on match point finals, right? Like, and they were like, wait a minute, guys, I've figured it out. Like, like that wasn't a thing at the beginning of Apex esports. That was a couple years in is when we got match point finals as a format to finish Apex LANs. And not even just Apex LANs, but like Apex, the championships are held on that, like, all that stuff. like ALGS finals and stuff is held, match point finals. That was not immediate. It took them time to get there. But when they got there, it became, in my opinion, literally one of the most exciting formats you can get in a competitive game. It is so sick. Like, there's nothing else like it. You can't find the match point finals format in any other esport. Like, it is specifically to battle. It literally by itself corrected the problem that people had with fucking battle royale esports, right? Like, everyone bitched about the PUBG thing where it was 17 people hiding for 30 minutes until last circle. And like, Apex cracked the case on how do you fix that? And it's like, match point finals. You have incentive to get ahead in kills and win games. And once you hit our point threshold, you must win the game. Period. End of story. You need to win the game. Once you have your match point threshold, if you want the tournament, win a lobby. You know, they solved it. They literally solved it. They solved the Battle Royale esports problem with a tournament format. So you can do it. Like, I think anyone with enough, like, you know, ball knowledge and whatnot, like, and understanding of like the game they're trying to create for, I think you can make a compelling format. You got to sit down and you got to try some stuff, and it's not all going to work, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's trial and error, and you got to see what sticks, what the community likes, and ultimately it's the community's decision if they want to stick with it or, you know.
Of course, yeah. At the end of the day, yeah. No, I agree. I like I said, I walked in a skeptic, but now I think there's something. There's something that I'm willing to see it. If they're gonna make it, I'm willing to watch it. That's where I'm putting down on leaving my flag there.
I think that covers.
Yeah, I think we've hit what we needed.
As said before many times throughout the episode, let us know down below what you think. Is Simple going to Faze for this buyout? Do you like the idea of marathon esports? What are you gonna play on WASD?
Are you upset that your favorite Guilty Gear or Tekken character is now no longer plus on block?
Sound off if you're salty about the nerfs.
Don't be. Everyone got nerfed, by the way. I'll say it right now. If you're salty that your character got nerfed in a patch that nerfed every character, get bent.
Get bent.
You know? Well, let's think about our neighbors, right? Like, let's stop being so selfish, huh? Look in the mirror.
Real. All right, that's gonna do it for us here at the HotKeys office. I've been Dobon.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm Prater. And thank you once again.